is a house built out of stone.
Sexual reproduction, there are two parents, a male and a female. During asexual reproduction, there are no gametes, while as in sexual reproduction, the fusion of two gametes takes place. The offspring are identical to the parents and to each other when it comes to asexual reproduction, but in sexual reproduction, the offspring are different from the parents and from each other.
Sexual reproduction is more effective than asexual reproduction in the change of environment, because there's more variation among the individuals produced. Bryophytes are the oldest plant group still living today. They include the small plants that we call mosses. Bryophytes are not true leaves because they do not have any vascular tissue with xylem and phloem. They do not produce any fruit and have no pollinators. They are able to reproduce both sexually and asexually. Bryophytes are water-needing plants that grow in cool, moist, and dark areas. Water is needed for reproduction because the sperm released by the antheridium requires a medium to swim in to reach the egg, so that fertilization can occur. The fertilized egg then becomes an embryo that is held inside and protected by the archegonia. The embryo develops into a spore-producing body called the capsule. Pteridophytes grow in moist, wet, and shady areas. They do not produce any fruit and have no pollinators. They are able to reproduce both sexually and asexually. They require water for reproduction because the sperm needs a medium to swim in to reach the egg. Most ferns have fronds, which are large tree leaves which are divided into leaflets called pinnae. On the lower surface of the fully developed pinnae, there are small brown patches called sori. This contains special structures called sporangia, which make spores which are released when they are mature. Once dispersed, the spores of the sperm grow into Pithralis, which can only grow in damp areas. The reproductive organs, which are the antheridia and archegonia, are found on the lower surface of the Pithralis. Sperm fertilizes the egg cell, which makes an embryo, which starts the next generation of fern plants. Gymnosperms are the simplest of the seed-bearing plants alive today. There are several different groups of gymnosperms. The most common type is a conifer. Conifers first appeared about 290 million years ago. Conifers are well suited to live on land because the plant has true leaves that are needle-shaped, so that there is a small surface area from which to lose water. A cambium between the xylem and the phloem, which forms secondary tissues. Secondary tissues strengthen the plant so that it can grow taller and wider and carry more water to the leaves. Conifers have a special reproductive structures called cones, which contain the gametes. The male gamete is held inside a very small spore called the pollen grain. The pollen grains are found inside male cones and are spread by the wind. The female gamete is held in a larger spore which is inside a special structure called an oval. Each oval containing the female gamete is protected by a woody cone scale of the female cone. About 200 million years ago, the angiosperms appeared. They also have true leaves, vascular tissues, well-developed roots, and strengthening tissue. In the angiosperms, the ovules that contain the female gametes are well protected because they are held inside a closed container called the ovary in the flower. Angiosperms do not need water for fertilization because the male gamete is carried inside the pollen tube to the female gamete in the ovule. After fertilization, the ovule develops into a seed and the ovary develops into a fruit.